Oh, lurker. I get sneezes again. Hey, Ryan. I've been sneaking around behind the scenes doing some stuff. Hey, Brennan, Brian, AJ, Morgan. Hello, dudes. Morgan already knows because I talked to him last night. But I have the bag, very heavy bag. Hey, David. Well, maybe Travis. Maybe I'll do a Christmas gift unboxing first while you're here. But I received a package in the mail, and it was a mystery. It was a mystery. Amy opened it thinking it was for her, but it wasn't. So I opened it, and you will not believe what I received. If it's backwards, St. Elmo's Steakhouse world famous root beer glaze. Glaze for bacon, chops, ribs, chicken, and burgers. Or great for hams. And it had a little note. I hope he doesn't mind me reading. Marinate your meat. Enjoy a sweet treat. Keeping it 24-1. Yes, the man, the myth, the legend, Anthony. Keeping it 24-1. It might be one of those after I marinate a steak in this stuff, I might be after my first bite, I might be 24-1 ratio. Hogging. What's up, Rich? Jeremy? Grizzly? Kyle? Tom? Anybody else I miss? I don't think so. David? Travis? Ryan? But the other, so y'all have seen me talk about this jig. Bill Alexander built it. I got it in high school. And it was I had this one ledge that I used to fish, and the fish were like very bait specific. And as dumb as it sounds, like you couldn't catch them on like which football heads weren't a thing, but I couldn't catch them on like jigs, hardly, like ever. You could catch them on like a shaky head or something like that, but like the jig bite was non-existent until I got this thing. And this is Bill's Mutant Flea, and fell in love with it. Awesome jig. It's a hybrid jig. I would say Bill is the OG like hybrid jig guy, where it's like silicone, rubber, hair, all that kind of stuff. So he's been making jigs forever. Anyway, I got to talking to him. I said, Bill, would you make me some mutant fleas? And he said, sure. And I said, I'm going to get kind of annoying though. And he's like, okay. I said, I'm going to send you the skirts. I said, do you already have the jig heads made, or would you have to make them? And he's like, I'd have to make them. I was like, okay, well, good, because I'm going to send you the hooks too. And I was like, I need you to do your little tying magic on them and make them look pretty though. And he's like, okay. And I was like, I've got the hair colors picked out, everything. I was like, I just, that customer. So I sent him a damn 3 pounds of silicone. I sent him a bunch of hooks, and I got my fleas. So, Bill made my wildest dreams come true. He took my favorite jig colors and transformed them into fleas. And here they are. The Tacklecraft Bill Alexander MTO Lure Mutant Flea. Now this skirt is not, I trimmed it up a little bit last night with the little short collar, but he left them all long, so you can trim as you want if you want it shorter or longer. But pretty cool. I'll get into it tonight later about this, about what this jig does special. But this is also nice. That is a Zoar owner jungle hook. So nice little 60-degree arky with the owner Zoar hybrid. I mean, that is like, it's like, to me, it's like the mutant flea on steroids. But he thought my colors were a little bright. He said, your bag of really bright jigs is ready. I was like, okay. And I didn't think they were that bright, but this is the other color. Jeremy, yeah, I'm gonna try to do one tonight. I'm gonna try to have Bill on, because Bill, Bill was like I said, Bill was doing this stuff way long ago, and he has a huge reputation. If you don't know anything about Bill, he's got quite the reputation in the Federation. I forget his statistics, but it's incredibly strong. This one got mixed up. Here's the other color. This is with the skirt left long, but when you trim it, you will see the delicious watermelon. The skirt's like an iridescent green and purple, and it's got the nice little watermelon under the bottom. That's my I guess this is my clear water alternative. So yeah, that one, once I get it all trimmed up, it'll look nice. It'll look nice. But I've been wanting to do this for like forever. And finally I was like, you know what, I'm gonna reach out to Bill and see if I can get this made. So, and I'm talking like years, because I'm such a big fan of that jig. I don't have any scissors. Go figure. I have a razor blade. That'll work. Let's see. Cut it about there. Oh, my razor blade didn't work. Let's see. Oh, left a couple long. Ryan, he doesn't. He does not. That's the problem. is he has a it is but yeah, he doesn't have a website. He has like a little order form that I think he can send you in an email, and the way you get jigs is you print the order form, and then you mail it to him with a check. So it's old school. You might be able to fax him, honestly. I wouldn't put that out of the question. You can see the colors a little better now. But smallie jig, spotted bass jig, largemouth jig. I don't have any smallmouth history with these jigs, but I have lots of history with largemouths and spotted bass, particularly this time of year. But yeah, that was a bucket list bait. But I'm hoping to have Bill on tonight. We're going to test his internet. He called me this morning and said, "While I've got you on the phone, you want to do a live stream tonight?" And he said, "I can talk." I said, "I'm not so good at the video." I'm like, "Oh, you can do it, dude." And he's like, "I have to see if my computer will do it." I'm like, "You can do it on your phone, computer, whatever." I was like, "We can try." And he's like, "No audio? You can't just do audio?" I was like, "No, that wouldn't really work." It's like that would be really weird for me to be sitting here talking and then y'all just looking at nobody. I guess it would. It'd be like a radio show, I guess. But I'd rather see somebody. You can kind of judge more of their personality and body language. But we're gonna see. I'm gonna see if I can get his laptop working. And long time caller or long time listener, first time caller, long time, first time. I used to hear that all the time when I'd listen to Feinbaum. But yeah, hopefully it works out. It's got a good signal. And I believe he lives on the shores of Oneida Lake in New York. Can't be a bad place to hang out. But we'll see. We'll see. Knock on wood. We can get some video, audio going, and it'll work. What else is new? What else is new? I guess I can. I don't know. I guess I can enjoy fishing my mutant fleas again, because I was down to one. Well, I think I got a couple more in my box, but I had that one that was still in the pack, and yeah, now I've got down here colors. Brendan, I'm gonna let a few of them go. I had enough made. Like I had to buy enough hooks to make it feasible. You know what I mean? And it's more jigs than I'll use in a very long time. So yes, I will be sprinkling them out into the camp. Should anybody want to? AJ, that would be a great question. Tune in and you can ask him yourself. Do you need to feel your jig? Great question. I've been seeing the 7 to 9 pound smallies the dude's been catching in Idaho. Nope. Who is he? Dworshak. Joey Walton. Those are all 3/8. But that's the thing. When you add the hair, they're not really. They don't fall like a 3/8. That's kind of why they're hybrid, not just in material. Not just in the material, in the way they fall. Where did I get the Zoar hooks, Jim? I will send you the link. I will send you the link. I don't follow Joey Walton. Is he on the gram? Let's look this guy up. Joey Walton. Accounts. Maybe I should follow this man. 6 cents guy. Of course he is. Low to mid 30 pieces of smallies all the time. 33, 38 total. 849 big fish. And an 8.2. I recognize this cat. I think I've seen him with somebody else. That's some freakish fish. But, I mean, the two he's holding up. Because I am a total smallmouth novice, I would not look at those fish and be like, holy shit, that's a damn 8-pounder. You're right, Brendan. When they're small and cheap. And then if they blossom, you struck gold. If you don't, you let them go. It's easy. Great model. More people will pick up on it. 6 doesn't look much different than an 8. I'm really bad at judging smallmouth. I asked Eric that not too long ago. And I said, Eric, is it just me? Or when I see a picture of these like 6-pound smallmouth y'all catch, I can't tell the difference. I was like, a 6-pounder looks like a 4-pounder to me. I was like, is it because I've never caught them? Or do you have to like see them? Because they'll like land a fish and be like, there's a monster. And they'll pull it in the boat. And I'm like, that doesn't look like a 6-pounder. Like you put a 6-pound largemouth in the boat and you're like, this is a big one. Like you can tell. But the smallmouth all look the same to me. Like I feel like once they get 6, like you said, like 6 to 8 is they got the big hump on their head, and they I'm not a good judge of. I think that's another reason why the smallmouth tournaments that people complain about they don't like watching people look at their graphs and like fish offshore and like do that kind of shit. I think also is that the fish all look the same. Like a guy catches 25 pounds of smallmouth, it doesn't look like catching 25 pounds of largemouth. You know what I mean? Like to me, when somebody catches 25 pounds of smallmouth, it looks kind of like catching 18 pounds of smallmouth. So I don't know that I've never watched a smallmouth tournament where somebody landed a big smallmouth and I was like, holy shit, that's a damn big one. And like got pumped up about it. Like I've seen dudes bring in big ones and been like, oh, that's a nice like 4-pounder. They're like, oh, this thing's pushing 6 pounds. It's like, really? Never would have guessed. Pictures don't do big smallies justice. I can certainly believe that. 25 pounds of largemouth off a ledge gets way more fanfare for essentially the same product. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Why is ledge fishing for largemouth cooler than or more entertaining than uh, fishing offshore in the Northland for smallmouth? Because all the smallmouth look the same. Because it's not on weenie rods. Maybe that has something to do with it. It could. Certainly could. Certainly could. I've caught one 7-pound smallmouth and thought it was between 19 and 20 when I saw it. Probably because there are more 5-pound smallmouth being caught. Maybe. Maybe it's just because they're so big, they all look the same. I don't know. I mean, that might be part of it. Like, if everybody's catching 4-pounders, like 4 to 5-pounders, and they all look identical, like there's no difference in them being 4 to 5 pounds or like 1 to 2 pounds. They all look the same. There's no like variance for like excitement. Like the difference in a 3-pound largemouth and a 6-pound largemouth on TV is great. Like there's something you can tell. But like a 3 and a 5-pounder or 4 and a 6-pounder, I mean, I guess you can tell if you're a smallmouth guy. I'm just a southern non-smally aficionado. But is there any ledge tourneys coming up for next year? Speaking of, let's see. Oh, I'm still on Joey Walton. Let me watch one of this guy's videos and see how big his fish look. Yeah, that one looks pretty giant. 7.3. It looked huge in the net, but then when he picked it up and held it, it didn't look that big. I think it's because it was on its side and you could see how thick it was. Maybe that should be the new standard in showing smallmouth, is that you don't hold them from the side, you hold them this way so you can see the girth. You didn't need forward-facing sonar to find smallies, just a co-angler with a sea rig. Where am I at? I feel like I missed a comment. Nope, just smallie talk. AJ, you signed up for your co-angler festivities next year, or are you sitting out because of the marriage? Jeremy, the weather sure is nice down here, but no smallies. But I feel like you can go. I don't know. I'd like to know if there's. I'd like to know if there's anybody that has been like a smallmouth guy that has moved to like the Coosa, and if a Coosa River spotted bass, or even like Lanier or Smith Lake, if those spotted bass like pacified their smallmouth itch. So it's more common to catch a bunch of 4 to 5-pound smallies than it is 4 to 5-pound largemouth. Should the southern states go on a no catch season during the summer? Just make the lake off limits. Go to a season. I would like to see the backlash from a southern fishing season. That would be interesting. Talk about poaching. There'd be people everywhere. There will be people everywhere sneaking on the lakes with their Q beams, fishing our state tourney and the Bass Nation Championship. The revolt would be unreal. It would. It would. You can only bass fish for this many months. It would actually be probably pretty good. Like the state should probably, it would probably be like a good marketing move just to like stir people up and get them like talking about fishing. Like if Alabama Game and Fish had like a Twitter, they could tweet, uh, you know, considering going to a, seasonal bass time, dude, light that shit up. Even if they had no intentions of it, it would still drive a little interest. It is working for the Northerns. They've got a natural. I mean, theirs luckily occurs naturally. They don't. I mean, ice, right? Just put up a pole. Exactly. It wouldn't take. It wouldn't take much. Like they would just have to plant a very little seed, and I think you would maybe. I think that would spark. I would think that would spark maybe the guys that were like had kind of kind of put fishing on the back burner. If they started thinking that their fishing that they didn't do was going to be limited, I would think that might get them fired up to go do something. Maybe. Um, does the Fouts kid pull his nitro with a Prius or a Subaru? I don't know, but he was talking about me when he went on uh, Castledyne's live stream. And I messaged Castledine to see what he was talking about. And of course, Castledine said, I don't know. It's like, of course you don't know. But in the very intro of the live stream with Fouts and Ish, they're talking about me. And I guess they're talking about the stream I did that said, has bass fishing ever been about bass fishing? And I guess he watched it. And Hella did ask me if this was a reference to his video, and I said yes. So I'm guessing um, he knew, or he watched enough to figure out that we talked about him. But I don't remember what we said. I mean, I remember saying that I was interested to see what he was going to do, but I don't know. I don't know. He seemed maybe a little bitter, but that's okay. I won't catch a smallmouth until April. Ouch. That sucks. I think water quality of the Great Lakes has more to do with it than the seasons. Maybe. I think the seasons don't. I think the seasons certainly don't hurt. But I mean, take the ice away. Say it's not iced out. Say you could fish 12 months out of the year. How many guys up there are going to go out in 12-degree or negative 10-degree wind chill and like go catch smallmouth? I'm sure there's going to be like the Mansons of the world. Uh, but I don't think they would, like, even then, I don't think they would be getting like a whole hell of a lot of pressure. Uh, Kyle was funny because when Fouts mentioned me, uh, I think he said, "You know that guy?" And he was like, "Oh no!" Like, I mean, you're a friggin' members only group, dude. Like, there's only like 8 of us. Give me a break. How do you not? I'm like, What? Hayden, he certainly can. Sure, I welcome anyone and everyone, unless he's planning on sabotaging the camp, in which case you'll be terminated. We stepping on Tacklecraft airtime. Yeah, they've been making a habit of this lunchtime streaming. Who's TK? Tacklecraft? Yeah. I don't know. No. Todd, I'm a member of your 10 member group. Whatevs. Whatevs. Well, Near's on fire right now, taking 20 to get a check and 20 plus to win. Oh, Morgan, he would hate it. For one main reason is that it's silent. But I wouldn't see him being very receptive to anything like that. If they disobey the camp rules, the campers will turn on them. Yes. Wanting to camp, and Casadon kept coming on at noon, trying to cause a conflict. Morgan, did I do a rattle one? Oh, yeah. I figured like you kind of have to. I thought I did. I thought the most of them were silent. Maybe not. They might have been. I can't remember. It seems like it. I mean, the bait needs a rattle, but I don't recall. I would have to have one to shake. I've got one over there with a rattle. I've got all kinds of them. I even have like a real giant one. There will all of a sudden be a bunch of posts on YouTube videos trashing the betrayer. Yeah, I don't know what that. I because I watched that one Fouts video that everyone else watched. Now they feed me his videos, and I tried watching like the one that came out like a couple after that one that blew up, and it was like him fishing. I was like, nah, I'm good. Like I thought that was the whole point, that he saw like what the juice was. Like, you know what I mean? Like typically what brought you to where you were, after that you would want to follow up with more of that. From what I know from personal friends I have that are YouTubers that have over 500,000 subscribers, that's typically the way it works. But yeah, I was like, why is this dude fishing now? Nobody wants to see that. I'm embarrassed, and it was just him fishing. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one kind of took. That one kind of caught me off guard. It's like I don't want to see this. That's not what we're here for. You know what I mean? Did you know Fouts is doing a GoFundMe? No, that's new information, Jim. You're on the cutting edge, Jim. I'll give credit where it's due. Jim is he's dialed. If you need to know The juice before the juice is even juice. So that's Jim. Fouts better not bring those blue armpit haired block it cult members with him. That's funny. That's because Zaldanian Gig and Bass guy called him and told him to make content. Maybe. They just didn't tell him what kind. I don't know. I hate guiding. I hate people. I mean, it's really if you break it down, there's really no difference. Like I've talked about this before. Bass fishing professionally is no different than any other business. Like if you're a plumber, you're a professional. And if you're sick of like, you know, working for somebody, you go and you want to be like a professional plumber on your own. You're going to go fish, you're going to go plumb the big times. You know what that takes? Money. And you know what? If you're going to be a big, rich plumber, odds are, if you really love plumbing, your day to day is not going to be plumbing. Some of it is. You'll have to do some plumbing, but the majority of it is dealing with people, paying bills, figuring out ways to get business, bidding jobs, all that kind of stuff. Like it's not, you don't just to go to a job with your little bag. And it's the same with me. Bait painting. I want to be a pro bait painter. Okay. Well, if I could just like sit around and paint baits all day and be wealthy, that would be great. But you know what? I can't because it doesn't work like that. So I don't know. I don't get why because you're a pro fisherman, you're any different than anybody else going out on their own, like paying for stuff. You're paying $100,000 in whatever to go fish. It's the same as somebody taking 100 grand and going and saying, I'm going to be a uh, I'm going to start a car wash or whatever. I DM'd Mercer and told him to give Fouts some advice. They told Fouts to just make content of him fishing. It was on the bilge. Oh, maybe I'm the dumb ones. Uh, Pay to put your face on my boat. I'll take a donor on a guide trip every time I can. Wow, it's interesting approach. Donations for the Prius wrap. Um, I didn't know Fouts went on that. On the bilge, or I guess it was probably Rob talking about it. They didn't have Fouts on there. Um, but it's funny to see how like when something like that blows up, like how is desperate the word that people are to like have something exciting to talk about. Because once that video came out, like everybody wanted to like suddenly have that guy on their stream. Nobody wanted him before, and it's to me it's kind of lame. You know what I mean? It's like he had one video that like got 30,000 views, and they're like, "Holy shit, I got to get this guy." And like at least I don't know, wait. Robin's out and cold called him on the like live. That's funny. That's really funny. Did Zaldane call him or Trait? One of the local guys, Billy McCragen's, when he made their own leads back in the day. That's pretty sweet. I remember Billy McCagan. Has anyone watched the Zaldane podcast of Mike McClellan? If you played a drinking game, for how many times he referenced himself as third person, you'd be drunk. Mike McClellan talks about Mike McClellan. If Mike McClellan, like, it was Mike doing that, I haven't watched it. I didn't really feel like McClellan would be that interesting of a watch. He seems pretty vanilla. You know what I mean? It was bad. Was it interesting though? Was the whole was like, I think Mike's a super nice guy. Seems like, but I feel like the whole premise behind Zaldane and Trait's podcast is to be edgy, kind of, you know, push people a little bit. I don't feel like McClellan was. I don't feel like he's got that edge. He just seems like a nice guy, that good bass fisherman. Not trying to stir up shit. Kevin Short beat Billy out in the Mississippi River Derby practically from the same time here. I bet that stung a little bit. I bet that stung. Mike getting some pot time because he got booted from MLF and is a minority owner. Yeah, I guess that gives him something to be bitter about. Get fired from the company that you're part owner in. Happens all the time. Justin McClellan. How's Justin? Is he good? I know Stephen Browning's son's real good. I haven't heard much about McClellan's kid. He's still part owner and fishing the opens for an elite spot. That's probably the best thing he could have done. He should have just got ownership and then got his little dividends or whatever he got paid out, and then just fished the elites. And I guess he had to leave. But that doesn't sound like a terrible plan. Supposedly, Mike has always said Justin is better than him, but he never got the break to make it big. It does take a little bit of the L word sometimes, if you believe in that. Some people don't. Some people say that the L word is when preparation meets opportunity. I believe that, but I also believe in luck. I think you can kind of put things in your favor. But still, you just need to get lucky. You just need to get lucky. Nothing wrong with a little of the L word. Mike was tiptoeing and practicing his Dale Carnegie chops. Yeah, that's kind of what I would have expected. You know, that's the thing about the fishing industry is you've got guys that are happy with it and they're happy with what they're doing, and they have no want to disrupt anything. They don't, they're fine. I don't like why would they bite the hand that feeds them if they're happy with what they've got. So I think a lot of people look at the guys that fish pro and expect them all to like have this like secret personality where they're like opinionated and like, give a shit. And I think there's a large population of them that doesn't have any give a shit. Like they don't care. They just want to go do what they've been doing. Seems like Chris doesn't do anything without Trait's approval. It's probably smart on his part. I might be, this is a good point, Tyler. I might be in the minority here, but those old elite guys aren't near as competitive as they were when they left. These new guys are freaking good. It does seem like all of our favorite anglers we grew up watching, the fire has dissipated down to a little flickering wick that's about to be extinguished. Yeah, I feel like slowly, I feel like MLF sucked the life out of them, honestly. It's what it seems like. But I don't watch MLF. But just judging from, because I don't ever see much out of those guys. You know what I mean? You used to always see McClellan uh, in the just magazines and videos and pictures and stuff. You'd see McClellan, you'd see Kelly Jordan, you'd see all those guys. Now they just kind of go do MLF stuff. Um, but yeah, I think I really, really wish Takahiro would get gone. I wish he got the Legends exemption. Jordan could have requalified. He's young. He's got the time, the resources. He could have requalified. Tak, give him the Legends exemption. Put him in there. Tak needs to be back on the elites. We need one more. I knew it. Do you think he'd say it again if he got into a classic? Like just for shits and grins? If Chris talks out of line, she might have one of those little buzzers on him, where it like gives him a little shock. Went in one ear and out the other, from his recent videos. Hayden, who are we talking about? Went in one ear and out the other. I'm trying to think who from the old Elite series, like, I guess Hackney still got it. Obviously, Hackney still got the burn. Seems like Jason Christie, all the guys that came back to Bass. I feel like Bass reignited their fire. I really do feel like MLF sucked the life out of them. They're just over there, just like existing. I mean, who else? Who else came back? Swindle, but Swindle's in the same place he was when he was there, so it's not like he was going to light up the world. MLF never gave Jordan the love he deserved. By far the number 2 guy on the tour, but never got the air that others got. Jordan Lee? Jordan probably, if you're talking about Jordan Lee, he probably didn't conform to their whatever they wanted. I feel like Jordan's like gonna do Jordan shit. MLF is kind of a vampire, I would say. That would be a great. They're a vampire, but with like short fangs, so they don't like suck all your blood at once. They drain you slowly. It's a slow burn. But anyway, all right, I got to get all these baits sanded, and I still don't know what I'm going to do with the paint jobs. If I'm going to do you pick it or not. Burns recommended that I not. He said that's going to be a shit show. You're probably going to regret it. I said maybe. It's kind of titillating though, thinking about it. So Mike O'Neill, Mike O'Neill. Is that what he says? I noticed after the first year of the Switch, never really missed the ones that went to MLF. I did. Like, I was disappointed, but then you just get over it and it's like normal again. Mike O'Neill. Mike O'Neill. Mike O'Neill. Is his accent that thick? Well, I'm still. I was thinking about. I had plans for the. I will, Jim. Ike came back. Ike did actually. Ike, how did Ike light up the Open so well? And then when he got to the elites, totally ate the sheep shit. So why isn't Martin doing any podcasts about getting cut out? Great question. Why isn't he on the bilge? They need to go back to the original MLS show and do all the best guys, fly them to the lake like the first classic. Perfectly feasible. Have their little 18-foot boats, throw them in it, run around the little lake. It's fun. You think he blew his wad in the opens, Jeremy? He just wanted to prove it to himself that he could do it, and he did it. And then he was like, "All right, I'm done. I'm gassed." I can see that. That's what I don't understand though. Like about Ike is Ike's social media isn't that good. Like for the effort, like I know they have like their marketing stuff they do, but I don't know. Nate, I'm gonna try to have one tonight with uh, Bill Alexander if we can get his internet stream working. Sorry, Bass After Dark, and it didn't sound that interesting anyway, so I won't be sad to miss it. I'll catch the replay. Um, This podcast is pretty big, and he stays pumping out Berkeley promo tips. I don't think that gets anybody excited, though, does it? His Berkeley has Ike Live gotten more popular since he dumped everybody and he goes solo now? I liked the old format before they moved into the new studio when they were just in Ike's basement and it was all like his buddies just sitting around shooting the shit. Those are the best. And the more like corporate it got and the more like polished it got, the worse it got. Ike has his crowd and they're proud of him. I love Ike. Like I think if there's I don't like I've said it before, I don't like when I'm watching a tournament and I have the volume set at 15 and then Ike screams and it spikes the volume to like 130 decibels and blows my ears out and wakes up my kids. I don't like that, and it really enrages me. But I think Ike as a whole is great, like how he is with fans and just his love for the sport. And he's a corporate guy. He doesn't. That's what's funny about Ike is he's such a tackle hoarder, and he has like an enormous collection of fishing tackle, and all you hear about is a damn DT. It's like, dude, we get it. You're a DT guy. What's in all the other 5,000 Plano boxes or Flambeau boxes in your garage that you buy at yard sales with your uncle? What's all that stuff? Like, I wish Ike would retire, or I don't want him to retire. I want him to get rid of all his sponsors and just be a free agent and be able to speak freely and be like, oh, y'all want to see, some of the shit that I couldn't talk about before? Yes. Yes. Because we've heard enough DT6 shit to last us a lifetime. The screaming is equivalent to what you would see on Skinemax back in the day after your parents went to bed. I'm going to try not to derail the stream and go down the squiggly route, but I know what you mean, Tyler. Speaking of Ike in Vegas, Vegas is going to be insane good. I wonder if Ike will is he trying to shape Vegas to dominate the pro ranks? You go yard selling in Mobile with me, Hayden? It's not that great. Occasionally it is, though. Occasionally it is. It's a lot of losers, a lot of junk, but occasionally you usually hit all or nothing. Like, the person is usually not a casual, like the casual people have one little box and they have like regular stuff in it, like 5 hard baits. But on the other side of it, like, guys that are into fishing and they have like the goods. That's what I'm saying, Jeremy. I don't know if like my kid was like an exceptional and I was a pro bass angler, if I would. I mean, I guess he's kind of not set up, but the path is pretty clear. He's an Ike and Nelly. He's got that going for him. It'd be badass to see like Gen 2 Ike, be a pro and like be badass. So he's got a whole story that like makes him a great person for the industry when he gets older. But also a lot of pressure comes with that. But we'll see. Sean, I had a few little something fuzzy things made. I'm gonna try and do a live stream tonight with Bill Alexander from MTO Lures, creator of the Mutant Flea. From way back, he's the OG hybrid jig guy. I'm sure, Sean, you're familiar with the Beast Coast. Well, 30 years before the Beast Coast hybrid jig, Bill Alexander was making them in Sylvan Beach, New York. I've been fishing these since high school. Probably looks familiar to you. But that's Bill's jig. All right, dudes. That is the genesis. That is the genesis. All right, dudes. I'm out of here. Vegas, that place is a mess. Never been there. Thanks for tuning in today. See y'all tonight, hopefully, if we can get Bill set up. I'm going to try and set up a link and see if I can get him streaming. All right. Good talking to y'all. Goodbye. Check the Kemper page later. I'll put the updates on there and links and stuff.